Well, good day, my friends. It's your old pal, Jordan the Lion. How are you all doing today? I hope you said great. I'm coming back from Orlando, Florida. If you saw the last video, we were at Desertland, the Orlando Auto Museum, and they had a whole section dedicated to James Bond called the James Bond Museum. So that's what we're gonna check out today. Days with Jordan the Lion, and you James Bond fans, it begins right now. Yep, I think we found our place. How amazing is this? Martini shaken, not stirred. They have all these great pictures of James Bond up there, all the various Bonds. They have pinball down here. This is actually the front of the museum. I love it. As we know, everybody has their favorite James Bond. Who's yours? I think most people always say Sean Connery, but I'm gonna get some people mad at me by saying he's not my favorite. My favorite is actually Daniel Craig. I thought he was a perfect James Bond. Right here, before you even go in, you get to see the No Time to Die Jeep. Land Rover, I guess it is, actually. And they have a picture of it in action in the movie. And look at the Octopussy plane. And if you notice, this is a bar, museum, and cafe, and all the way around the bar they have pictures and imagery of James Bond. So I showed in the last video, the thing that blew me away the most was when I walked in, the bartenders have to work around this big giant GoldenEye tank. How cool is that? That's pretty amazing. Model tank from the James Bond film GoldenEye, it says. Alright, I'm heading to the museum through the restaurant. Look at this, Casino Royale. Land Rover was the actual vehicle used as a secret decoy cash store in the military base scenes in Uganda. It's a typical example of how a prop vehicle prepared for filming using various paints as dressings to replicate mud and water splashing. Paints are used rather than the real thing for continuity purposes, ensuring that nothing gets washed off between shots. Paints also have the ability to exaggerate a desired effect for maximum visual impact. So you can see all that looks like smeared mud and everything. They tricked you. That's cool that they have the real stuff in here. This guy's, like I said, the last video, I believe he's the foremost collector of James Bond stuff. He has the biggest collection. Then you can see going to the bathrooms, they even have James Bond on the door. Look at that. That's super cool. And the entrance to the museum is right back here. Look, they have a plane. And a whole themed James Bond restaurant. How can you not love that? Again, I wish, you know, I don't see many placards up here telling what everything is. And I'm not an expert on the James Bond stuff, but I recognize a lot of it. That's really cool. Wow. He's even got like wax figures. It has a picture of it in the movie or from the movie in the dash. See if we can get in there close enough for you to see it. You're like, why are you keep talking? I'm trying to cover up the music. Now we have some stuff that is identified. This says this was 1962 Dr. No. That is awesome. That's freaking great. Look, up here on the poster with Sean Connery, they actually have an image of it. But that is freaking nuts. Look, you can see him looking out over the top and how they did the mouth and everything. You can actually see how it was created in there. That is awesome. That is super cool to see in person. You can even see the door over here where you'd enter. And then looks like a mannequin of Sean Connery in there as Bond from Russia with Love, 1963. Now I swear I'm gonna tell you this story. Shelley Winters told me she's the reason that Sean Connery became James Bond. She knew Sean Connery in London. He was very poor, and he was living with his brother, and he actually, they didn't have money to pay their flat rent. You had to pay it like twice a year, and they didn't have the money. Someone that was friends with Shelley told her that, so she went to the landlord, paid Sean Connery's rent for him and his brother for a year, and then when Sean Connery found out and he made a little bit of money from James Bond, he bought her a fur coat because they went on a double date with Harry Belafonte, his wife, and she had a fur coat that they loved, and Shelley commented on it, so Sean paid her back the money. And basically the story was that Shelley knew the producer of James Bond and said, you got to meet this guy, you got to meet this kid I met in London, Sean Connery, he's a perfect James Bond. And she said that's how he got the part. So this is great. Actually, a tour guide came around and he was kind of telling me a little bit about these cars. This one in particular right here, yes. Amazing.
This is the 1964 Aston Martin DB5. This is one of the only 3 Aston Martin DB5s that has all of the gadgets and weapons that were included on this vehicle. And as of now, only 2 actors in the James Bond series have ever sat in that car. That is Sean Connery, in which he was in 2 different films, which was the first film this car was introduced, was Goldfinger in 1964, and then a year later, in 1965, they brought it back in Thunderball. And the second actor who used this DB5 50 years later, Daniel Craig, once again had the opportunity to drive this car in the film Skyfall.
Wow, and you said it's worth $25 million.
Yes, because this one has all of the gadgets and weapons that were utilized in the films. The machine guns, these were the ones that were used when they basically used it for the chase scene in Goldfinger.
That's so cool.
We also have our license plates. We have one for Switzerland.
Oh, cool.
London, and one for France. Yes, they do rotate.
That's amazing.
This DB5 is basically DJ's Bond car. A lot of Bond fans basically love seeing these type of cars, but they all are well known as the Aston Martin DB5, including myself. If I told my guests if they love Sean Connery, then the DB5 would be their preferred car.
Wow, what information on this car, right? How cool is that? And all of these cars were all screen used. He said this collection is worth like $100 million. Goldfinger, look up there. And then over here, the Thunderball motorcycle, 1965 Thunderball as well. Wow, as well. Wow, he really loves Bond, man. This is quite a collection. And we haven't even hardly seen a fraction of it yet. You Only Live Twice vehicle, Toyota 2000 GT. The first real Japanese sports car, often called the Mini E-Type. Superb and extremely rare vehicle. It's recorded that only 3 convertibles exist in the world, and this particular car has the actual control communication panel that was used in the film. Whoa. That is super cool. Look, if you look under his legs, you can actually see where the camera would have been mounted. You can see the lens is still in there. Or they at least put one in there so you'd get the idea. That is very cool. And then if you take a look upward, now over here we have 1969 on Her Majesty's Secret Service, and they have that vehicle as well. It's amazing how much stuff they have. Diamonds Are Forever. Sean Connery, well, I'm afraid you caught me with more than my hands up. Triumph. And then look at this. I showed you the plane as we were kind of coming in, but look, you can't go up there. I totally understand that, it's a prop, but that's very cool. They actually have something like that. Wow. It says this was called the Triumph Stag. And look at the big giant diamond back there. And then Diamonds Are Forever, Mustang Mach 1, 1971 Mach 1. I believe that's the one that they filmed that has the old International Hotel when they were building it and everything there. It's very cool. Live and Let Die. The boat. Oh, that's really cool. This is insane. This collection is insane. And it's above your head as well. It's not just on the ground, it's above your head. And it isn't just vehicles and things like that. He's also got a whole room full of props here in the back. Oh, neat. The Spy Who Loved Me helicopter. Man, how amazing of a collection. This guy must be loaded. Not Lotus, loaded. But since I said Lotus, look, they have the Lotus. With the wheels flipping up on the sides. Very cool. Now this part of the museum, they actually do offer a tour guide. That's why he was kind of coming around, but they're kind of short-handed today, so I said, well, tell me about the coolest thing in here. And he told me about that car, and then let him help some other people. Wow. This is really neat. Then we have a couple more vehicles over here. The wet bike. And then these are from Moonraker. Wow, you can hold your event here too. Let's check out all this great stuff. He's tons of posters and tons of like lunch boxes and merch and all that stuff. But look, I actually have one of the actual props right here. The retro rocket from the Spectre spacecraft. You can see it right there in the picture. That's that actual one from You Only Live Twice. This is all like just merchandising and stuff. Like not stuff you can buy from them, but you know, like a museum of things that were released with the Bond image and things like that. Got tons and tons of cases worth. But the stuff in these glass boxes are more what I'm interested in right here in the center, because I see the watches from the movies. You can see the James Bond collection. You can see this this one right here is the 1995 GoldenEye. The one on top, right beside it, right up here is The Spy Who Loved Me. Live and Let Die below that. And they have some of the props, the Red Army vodka. And there's one of his gadgets, the wristwatch gun. And then this says 007, the man with the golden gun. The Scaramanga golden gun with a bullet. Here's some props. Polaroid camera and everything. And then the gun actually says 007 on it. Oh, these are definitely original props. You can tell, look at that fake cigarette in there and everything. Oh, that's super cool. I love seeing stuff like this. Some of the actual cufflinks and the hat. And there's a mirror underneath so you can see the, if you want to look at the the little logo underneath, who made it and everything, you can see that. And over here, let's see what this is about. James Bond Experience. Moneypenny costumes from the 1983 James Bond film Octopussy. This ensemble, like most purchase for regular returning characters, was bought at local Kings Road boutique in Chelsea. After filming was complete, the actors and actresses were given the costumes to use as their own. Wow, and we're gonna continue on. Holy smoke. They have more stuff here than I could have ever imagined. The Lotus Esprit Turbo. These are from 1981's For Your Eyes Only. You see the skis up there, still on the hood or on the roof. Citroen. Oh, neat. From Octopussy. Wow, that's it. And then there's the Tuk Tuk Taxi from Octopussy. It says this is VJ's company taxi used in the film Octopussy, which was set in India. The vehicle was fitted with a high-powered engine that enables it to perform numerous jumps and stunts in the film. The Nelson Collection purchased the Tuk Tuk from French stuntman Remy Julien, who performed car stunts in many James Bond films. And then we have another taxi here. Look at this. The Renault. Bent in half from A View to a Kill. And then 1987's The Living Daylights. Now look up here above us. This is from License to Kill, 1989. Here we have the GoldenEye semi. That's really cool. Man, I can't believe this guy went all out. I mean, like, semis, airplanes, helicopters, he's got it all. Looks like all this is from GoldenEye. This motorcycle was used in GoldenEye also. And these vehicles back here. And then that's the BMW from Tomorrow Never Dies. With Pierce Brosnan in there. Then over here we have a couple more of the vehicles from The World Is Not Enough. And the Parahawk from Die Another Day. Man, wouldn't it be fun to be James Bond in these movies? Kind of stuff he gets to do. Was featured extensively in 2002's Die Another Day as lead henchman Zhao's vehicle. The gadgetry included a Gatling gun, thermal imagery capabilities, mortar bombs, rockets under the front grille, miniature missiles hidden in the door, and front ramming spikes. You can definitely see the ramming spikes right there. And then look at this, back there. Wow. Seems like they try to do a lot of this in order. So this is Casino Royale. Quantum of Solace. So I think Casino Royale, they used this. And then this was in Quantum of Solace. Which was also awesome. Great setting. Those rockets. And over here, this is under the Spectre Skyfall section, which I actually have not seen either one of those. Yeah, this was in Skyfall. The destroyed windshield. And over here they have another one of the Lotuses used in the movie. It's got a handful of them around here. Wow, what a museum. I'm impressed. You absolutely get your money's worth. I mean, we just looked at $100 million worth of just James Bond memorabilia. Crazy. This place was awesome. I loved it. It was 25 bucks for the whole place, including the James Bond and the museum that we saw last time. So it's, I mean, it's pretty much a 2 to 3 hour experience for your money. So, yep, if you're coming to Orlando, this place has my seal of approval. I loved it. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Well, my friends, I hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog as much as I did. I hope it took you back through memory lane and that you had a blast. We're gonna call it a day. Thank you all for watching. If you're new here, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please ring the bell for notifications. See you all next time. Have a great night and goodbye.